I bet at some point everyone questioned himself, how can I deal the most damage in Warframe? I've tinkered around with that question quite a lot, and I've came to a conclusion to just make a spreadsheet for that, because I'm too stupid for programming. So, I take the Breton as an example weapon. I have one mod installed. Laceration, rank 8. Nothing special. So we receive this damage. It should be 47 if I could calculate that correctly in my head. So, we have the spreadsheet here. These purple marked cells are the ones that you can change. You change a 0 for a 1 to activate a certain mod. And you enter your base values here. In this case it's a base damage of 20, consisting out of these values. Sorry for coughing. So, there are two types of mods that you can apply at first. The base damage mods and the elemental mods, or should I say the mods that increase a certain type of damage or add a certain type of damage, instead of those which increase all types of damage. We have Laceration installed, so let's just check it out. As Laceration 1. You see this value is higher than mine. But that's because the mod is maxed, if I put a simple 1 in there. We don't want a maxed mod. I want to have a value for our rank 8 mod. So, 1 time divided by the number of ranks your mod has. Laceration has 10 ranks. So, plus 1. Why plus 1, you may ask? Well, Jimmy, that's a good question. Let me answer that for you. You have 1 rank at minimum, and you can add 10 ranks to your mod. It's as simple as that. So basically all mods have 1 rank more than shown, as 0 doesn't exist. So this would be the value for 1 rank times 9, because you already have 1 and you added 8. And we get this number. And this is the number which the multiplicator, this one here, gets multiplied with, which multiplies these values. So 47. And these values are very close to these. That's how this works at all. It's fairly simple, but let's take a look at the calculations. So this may seem confusing at first, but it's not that hard. C3 is the base damage. It's nothing special. Times 1, that's itself. Plus the multiplicators. J2 being one of these four. So, times K3. J2 being PP. Pressure point. And K3 being 1.2. So, 1.2 is a bonus. That means that pressure point adds 120% of damage. And to get the bonus, you need to add 1, because you have 1. And you add 1.2. So it gets multiplied with 2.2. And this goes for every mod and its respective multiplier. And after all these base damage calculations come the multi-shot calculations, because, to be honest, these are only for display. They don't change the value that you deal. They only add another projectile. So damage per projectile is the same. But the display damage here is a lot higher. But that isn't important at the moment. So you can add the base damage mods, and you can add the elemental mods, and the mods which increase, like for example Slash. These scale with the base damage mods and are not additive. That means if I put a 1 in there, means a fully activated mod, it will multiply the already modded value by 120%. Or 220 if you mathematically, I hate this word, if you name it correctly. So you can do this for all values. So let's say I want corrosion damage, and I use 90% elementals for that. 1 and 1. Oh, I have 84 corrosion damage. Sorry, my mistake. Shock is down here. So, corrosion damage. 84.6. We have a total damage of 150 and 8 out of 20. So we have 3.8, ignore these decimals. We have 4 mods active. So we can add some multi-shot, split barrel. 1. Now we have 286 damage out of these little 20 damage. That's quite a lot, I might say. And we have 5 active mods only. We could still add this, and all those values will appear. So we have a total of 447 damage out of these little 20 damage. That's a fucking lot of damage. And we have 7 mods active. That means we could still add an ammo mutation or something like that. So let's get down a bit to the interesting part. You will see I have a little cell called enemy level. This is mainly important for Grineer enemies because they have armor which scales per level. Let's put them on 30. That's a pretty common level. And so, you see, you will deal from all of this damage. From all of this, you will deal 80 slash damage against the Butcher. 20 impact damage out of 30. And 28 puncture damage. Since you have all 4 elementals, you are bound to have one of those combinations: corrosive explosion, viral radiation, magnetic gas. So, you have either 160 damage corrosion, which comes through, and 150 damage explosion, which comes through. And all of these values together resemble the elemental combo A. 439 damage. But viral deals 75% bonus damage, whereas corrosive has a 75% strength against ferrite armor. So here comes the difference between a strength against armor and a strength against flash. Because a strength against armor doesn't deal bonus damage. It's different. It actually ignores a portion of the damage. In this case 75%. So only 25%, so 0.25, of the actual armor that the target has still works. So this target has only 14 armor, so it's regardless, pretty much. Let's go to the ballista. A ballista has quite a lot of armor, but corrosion damage doesn't care, because it's only 25% of these 280 armor that actually work. So you lose a lot less damage, and that's really good. But that also means that corrosion deals no bonus damage in the first levels, so it becomes only effective at a certain level. So we have corrosion damage, but what's a slash? Slash has negative strength against armor. That means the effective value of armor is increased by 15%. Or, if we were to go, where is it? The bombard. The effective armor is multiplied by 1.5. That's 150% armor against this damage type. That's why Slash is so bad against alloy armor targets around level 30 to 40. You deal almost no damage anymore, just because he has alloy armor. So, you can see the damage you will deal through the armor and through all the factors here, for every enemy, because they are somehow different in most cases. Excuse me. And you're bound to have one of these combinations. Let's say you don't want explosion damage, you just want heat, so we remove cold. So we lose quite a bit of damage, but it isn't that bad. So you don't have these combinations anymore, but they are still values. Don't get yourself distracted by that. Alright? So you need to look there here. You have corrosion and heat, so you look at the value for corrosion and heat, and you see 380 damage. That's still quite a lot, and that's more than everything else actually. So the best thing you could do is corrosive heat instead of what's possible too. For example, heat and shock make radiation plus toxin. Radiation toxin 360. That's slightly worse. So you need to think a bit yourself. This engine can tell you everything. And if you just want to go in and look, oh, this works good, has the highest average damage, seems good. You can also look up the average damage you would do among all the enemies. And these values are also shown, whoops, here. And here is for corpus, because they have shield and HP. So here's the average damage you will deal against their shield, and the average damage you will deal against HP. And the total average damage is here. So basically these two added together and divided by 2. And he's infested, and you will see corrosive heat deals a lot of damage, a lot of bonus damage actually, same as gas and shock. So it's just the average values. And the same goes for corrupted. It's basically the same over and over again. It's just very complicated to look through, because it's so much. And the engine, well, yeah, it's hard to explain actually, because you need to work with it yourself to get confident with it. But you can enter just the values of a weapon here and activate the mods and see how much damage you would deal against what enemy. What's good against them. So, now we have talked about the stats of a weapon. Now there come additional factors. Let's zoom in a bit. Oh, that's too much. So, let's say we have stealth. We're unalerted and we're stealthed. So, boom. You already see there the damage values have skyrocketed because of a ×8 multiplier. So let's say I also critically strike. Well, that's pretty unusual for Breton. But let's say we do critically strike. You might think the value will double again. Well, no. Because it's simply because crit and stealth are additive. So you have a ×8 multiplier for stealth and it becomes a ×9 multiplier with an additional crit. So you gain a lot less damage from a critical stealth attack. So let's deactivate that. You can also do headshots. This basically only doubles your value, so it's nothing that special. And for melee weapons you can also add steel charges. 1, 2, 3, 4, how many you want. You could even tell 12, but well, yeah, that's pointless, to be honest. So, crit mods are also applicable. Let's say we have a primary weapon, and we use Vital Sense. Bam. 7 mods active, another 8 mods active. And we critically strike. Ooh, these are nice values. Very nice. And just out of this little gun, 20 damage turned into 5000 damage. That's stupid, bros. That's stupid. And if we deactivate a critical strike, it becomes a lot less. But still a lot, to be quite honest. It's still a lot of damage. Deactivate all those factors here. You could also say you yourself have a cross of protection. All the enemies have less armor and you deal more damage. You could also say you have 3 of them. So the enemies have only 10% armor. Or you could say you have no armor at all. So you deal 1-to-1 damage. So you can see this is very much information. And just to show you something, just for show, 0/50 impact and 0 puncture. All for 90% elementals. 120% on impact damage. And a maxed Hornet Strike. Plus Lethal Torrent and Barrel Diffusion. Oh boy, that's nice. So, I don't only have this, but I also have a Prime version. Not maxed though, so we add 1 divided by 10. Come on. 10 plus 1. Ten plus 1 times the number of ranks, and I have 8 ranks, so times 9. And voila! Isn't it beautiful? This amount of damage. Isn't it beautiful? Tell me. So much. So much. And it's absolutely accurate. It's so accurate. I'm so happy. So happy. But no, not only that. I want to add a nice little thing at the end. You see, a no mod Sonic. What could it do? Corrupted butchers. Well, let's see. I'm just flinging around a bit, but do no damage at all. You see, that's yeah. Huh. Maybe go away quickly and well, let's just add Hornet Strike, Barrel of Fusion, Lethal Torrent, and where is it? Pommel. Put all that shit into it. Maybe it does something now. It has to do something. Whoops, wrong weapon. Still lame. That's lame. Ah, I just remembered something. Of course I knew it from the beginning, but yeah. Who needs all that shit? Seriously? Put that in. And where is it? I need to charge. This is all you need. Seriously. 65 damage. Who needs more? Go away. Oh my god, I can't do it all day. So, funny, eh? If you can explain me that, you get a cookie. Until next time!